international news coming in. The presidential election in the United States is shaping up to be a nail-biting finisher, with Kamala Harris and Donald Trump locked in a tight battle. With a day to go for polling, both the Democrat and Republican presidential candidates are at the center of global attention. While some surveys suggest that Trump is leading the predictions in all 7 swing states, others suggest that Kamala has surpassed her Republican opponent in Iowa, at least. With campaigning for the presidential polls nearing an end, Trump recently wrapped up his rally in Georgia by dancing to the iconic YMCA song track. In a viral clip from the rally, Trump can be seen grooving to the 1978 hit, displaying a light-hearted moment that resonated with his supporters. Take a look. Well, of course, while all that song and dance is happening, let me at least go across to my colleague, my senior colleague, Shinjoy, is joining us with more details. Shinjoy, the optics are going on, of course, and Trump is definitely playing to the galleries. That's something he does well. But when it comes to the swing states, which is always usually the story of any U.S. presidential election, it is stunning to see how much they have been overcome by a red surge in the last few weeks.
Yes. Initially, it looked like Kamala Harris would retain at least 3 of the swing states, and that would give her the majority, which are Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Now they seem a little in doubt, particularly Pennsylvania. And it is something that Kamala Harris may be wondering about. If she had chosen Josh Shapiro, who is the governor of Pennsylvania and very, very powerful there and very popular there, maybe Pennsylvania would be in her bag. That's something she would be asking herself, because this is the first decision any presidential candidate takes or makes, which is who will be my running mate. She chose Tim Walz over Josh Shapiro, who was in that shortlist. But if it were Shapiro, maybe Pennsylvania would not be up in the air. At this point, nobody in America knows who will win this election. Nobody knows who is ahead in any of those 3 or 4 swing states. In Arizona, we are hearing that Trump is a little ahead, but as far as Nevada is concerned, as far as Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania is concerned, it's all up in the air. Again, North Carolina and Georgia, again, seem to be only slightly in favor of Donald Trump. But even today, nobody knows who will win the election, because all these states, the 3 which the Democrats call the blue wall, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, are up in the air. So are North Carolina and Georgia, which Georgia was won by Biden, and the western states of Nevada and Arizona are still up in the air. Nobody knows who will win. And it has to be said, though, that Harris had a slight lead, the slightest of leads, and that has been taken care of by Trump. Both parties are absolutely even, almost, with Trump probably having a slight edge in Arizona and maybe North Carolina. But nobody knows, as is probably the bottom line. We'll have to wait till the 5th and the results to know how it all goes. Whoever will win by a very, very small...
Well, nobody knows now. Will we know it in about 48 hours, Shinjoy? At this point, 48 hours from now, will we get a clear picture? I hope so. The one disconcerting fact has been is the last 2 presidential elections have been really close contests, and we all know the acrimony that came from 2020. Will either party accept a verdict if either party is losing? That is also an equally important question. But of course, also a side story to this entire Trump versus Harris saga is that of 24-year-old software engineer Ashwini Ramaswamy, who has become the first Gen Z Indian American to run for a state or federal legislator in the United States. Ramaswamy's parents immigrated to America from Tamil Nadu in the 90s, and his participation in the poll fray indicates a new breed of young politicians emerging from the community. For more on this, here's Ashwin Ramaswamy revealing on why he decided to enter the poll fray. Listen in.
And I'm seeking votes on the grounds that I want to invest in our future. We need leadership that's going to focus on the issues that matter. The biggest issues that we are facing here, number 1, reproductive rights. We have a very strong abortion ban that's causing women to die because they don't have access to health care they need. We even say in Hinduism, mother is like God. So we have to protect mothers and ensure that we don't have a high maternal mortality rate. Second issue is gun safety. We don't have any really gun laws in Georgia. And we're seeing all the mass shootings happening. Even one happened just 1 hour away from where I live. And people are scared to go to school. We need to have some level of common sense gun laws to protect people. And the last ground is protecting our democracy and our right to vote. I used to work on election security in both the Trump and Biden administrations as a civil servant. And I know that how we can ensure our elections are secure. My opponent attempted to overturn the election results in 2020. He tried to switch the votes of Georgia from Biden to Trump, and he's now facing a criminal indictment. He might be facing up to 20 years in prison for it. So I realize we need leaders who are going to be honest, do the right thing, and focus on our democracy. That's why I'm running.